All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well, and today is another new inventory showcase video. Today specifically is a little near and dear to my heart. This is not an LX, not a Land Cruiser, and this is a SUV that I have personally owned. Not this example that I'm showcasing today, but one just like it. And I really enjoyed the car for the couple years that I owned it, and I did have a hard time selling it. It is by far one of the best SUVs Toyota has made in the past 25 years, in my opinion. It is the GOAT of the Gen 4 4Runner, and that is the limited four-wheel drive V8 4Runner. So I'm very excited to showcase this thing off and talk about this car. Before we do, guys, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel to stay up to date on our newest inventory. Most of my LXs and Land Cruisers, for the most part, a lot of them are sold right when I list them, and that is because of people like you who subscribe, stay tuned to my videos, see what I have going on in the background that might not be ready, and will reach out and kind of let me know, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. Please let me know, once you find something. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on that, our newest projects. Make sure you like this video and share the channel with your friends that you think might enjoy it as well. So back to what we're doing here today, this Gen 4 4Runner that I have. For those of you who don't know, the Gen 4 4Runner was 2003 to 2009. Unlike the Gen 5 that went 13, 14 years, which is crazy. But in the Gen 4, they did offer a V8, the same drivetrain that's in the 100 series Land Cruisers. So it is a 4.7 liter, same exact transaxle four-wheel drive system. A lot of people are sleeping on these cars. They don't understand that, yeah, it's not a Land Cruiser, yeah, it's not a LX 100, but it really is, as far as the bones go. The drivetrain, it's all the exact same, drives the exact same, but you have to get the V8 version to get full-time all-wheel drive, to get that drive like a 100 series. If you get a V6 four-wheel drive 4Runner, you will not have full-time all-wheel drive, and it does not quite drive like a 100 does. This example, though, the V8 four-wheel drive, they do. And again, they were only available for those 6 model years, with 06 to 09 being the best of those years. You really don't want an 03 to 05. They just aesthetically don't look as good, and they had that dash problem where the dashboards crack and peel and separate and rot. You don't have to worry about that in anything 2006 and newer. So this specific car that I'm showcasing today is a 2007. This car has been in California and New Mexico since new. 100% rust-free. The undercarriage of this car is phenomenal. It's awesome. I wish I could have a warehouse full of these cars. These things are very hard to find. Most of them have been up north, specifically in the Northeast, and they are completely rotted out at this point. And I'm excited to kind of go over a lot of the common areas that will rust on these cars to show you how nice this car is. This car has great service history all the way up until I bought it. As we know, the 4.7 liters do have a timing belt. It looks like it was done around 88,000 miles. This car now has 124,000 miles, but it was done in 2015. So you're talking about 9 years on a service interval that is 8 years or 90,000 miles, whichever comes first. So I just had the timing belt and water pump done at my local Toyota dealership. We'll go over that here in just a minute. So that was just done. Car's got a like new set of Michelin Defenders on it. I'm just super excited to show this car off. So without further ado, let me turn this camera around. Let me show you what comes with the car, and then we'll head out to the warehouse and start looking at this thing. All right, so here we go. This is what comes with the car. As you see, we have our original owner's warranty information, original owner's manual. One little cool note about this car, and in 20 years, I don't know if I've ever had one like this. This car has factory rear DVD. This is the original Toyota remote for the DVD player. As you see, that 86170, that is a Toyota part number. It's odd that it's made in China though, right? Japanese car made in China. So that's pretty cool. Again, I don't know if I've ever had a Gen 4 4Runner with factory rear DVD. To be honest, I didn't even know that was an option. So pretty cool little feature here with this car. We do have 3 keys. All of them are master keys and 1 remote. So you can buy these remotes on Amazon. So whoever does buy this, you can program these yourself from your house. So, and they're about $20 for 2 of them. So if you wanted to have 2 more remotes, you could do that with the master keys we have there. And then here is the receipt from Toyota where we just had the timing belt done. You can see the car, it's all in our name. Timing belt replacement, water pump, and drive belt. We're all just done. And there'll be pictures of this on the website. We did have an oil change done while it was there. The left rear door lock actuator had failed, so I bought the actuator and they replaced that. We did replace the headlights. As we know, they get faded and cracked over time. These were no exception. And the glove box door handle was missing a screw, so I had them throw that in there. So car was just serviced. The important stuff was just done. And so there's nothing to worry about there. So without further ado, let's head out to the warehouse and see what we got. All right, so here we are with the GOAT out here in the warehouse. Now, another thing I want to speak on before I forget. The paint code's 040, which is super white, and 056, which is what this car is natural white. These are all single stage painted cars, meaning from the factory, they mix the base coat white with the clear coat and they spray it one time. So these cars are susceptible to fading over time. I know those of you who are looking, you know that. Those of you that don't and are just watching the video, they will fade, get real chalky, and sometimes they can be really hard to revive. This car, I sent to my detailer. It had a little chalkiness going on to it, but we spent a lot of extra time on this car and it came out beautifully. I mean, the paint on this car looks fantastic. I can't stress that enough. This whole car is so nice, and you know, I'm just super excited to showcase it. They're very hard to find, and if you can't tell in my voice, I get excited on the rare, hard to find stuff. That's what I enjoy searching for, buying, and selling, and this fits that bill, the baby Land Cruiser here. And again, if you're not familiar, you haven't driven one of these, don't dismiss it. This is a 100 series Land Cruiser in a 4Runner body. They drive identical. Obviously, the 4Runner being a little bit smaller drives a little bit better, in my opinion. So yeah, let's without further ado, let me kind of walk around and show you a few things I want to show off first. Number one would be the VIN stickers. As we know, on these older Toyotas, which I don't know why they stopped doing it, but on the older Toyotas, these panels are going to be VIN stamped. So we can go through the whole car and we can look at all the panels to ensure that they all are original. So the first place we're going to go is we're going to go right there on the front bumper crash support. You can see the VIN sticker right there. So we know that the front bumper support, if my camera would clear up, is original. You can also see down here the skid plate that you see here. This was an optional accessory when the car was new from Toyota, and I'm going to try to get it. I know it's upside down, but you can see the Toyota sticker there, official accessory. So that is original as well. While I'm here, look how nice this is. You know, most of these cars are so rusted out now. All of this that connects to the core support, even the front bumper bar I just showed you, the bottom part of the core support down here, usually is completely corroded and rusted out. Look how nice everything is down in here. Doesn't look like it's ever been in any kind of climate that shows any kind of rust. And we'll get back under the hood here in a little while. Just want to show the VIN stickers off. VIN sticker ending in 630, that's the right fender. VIN sticker ending in 630, that's the hood. VIN sticker ending in 630, that's the driver's fender. So we know that the front bumper support, the hood, the fender are all original. So we will keep on moving. Here's our driver door ending in 630. Left rear door ending in 630. Left quarter panel ending in 630. Forget what side the sticker's on here. There we go. Lift gate ending in 630. Oop. Right quarter panel 630. Right rear door 630. And last but not least, right front door 630. So all the panels on this car are 100% original. There is no paint work on this car other than the front bumper that I had painted. So original paint, original car. This is such a cool car and such a hard to find example. If you've been looking, I'm sure you know that. So let me start this thing up. We are on somewhat of a cold start. I did have to move it. So it was running for, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds. So here we are. As you can see, temperature is nice and cold. 124,259 miles. Very low mileage on this car, all things considered. The only lights we have on is the tire pressure light, and that is how the vehicle is going to be sold. So it likely does have a sensor that's out somewhere. So let me turn these headlights on. We will walk around and show that off. Running light, headlight, fog light. Running light, headlight, fog light. Tail light, 2 tag lights, tail light. So all of our lights work as they should. Blinkers. You got a blinker. You got a blinker. 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 So let's pop these bright lights on. Fog lights go off, bright lights are on. All of our lights work, so no issues there. Let me pop under here, take a look at the undercarriage. Sorry. This is really where this thing shines. So, steering rack, CV axles all look fantastic. Look at our skid plate, looks great. Oh, getting old. CV axle, steering rack all look really nice. Look how nice and clean everything looks under here. Look at that. Just phenomenal condition. You know, you got to consider this thing's approaching 20 years old. And most of them do not look like this. Spare's never been on the ground. It's the original Bridgestone that came with it. Look how nice the wheel looks right here. No rust or corrosion to worry about. Let me get it from this back angle. Just phenomenal condition under here. You cannot find a nicer one. I would be willing to bet. Alright, so let me plug our scanner up. We're going to check our emissions monitors to make sure that this will pass emissions in all 50 states. If I can get this thing hooked up. There we go. Well, there we go. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so there's our 8 monitors. They are all green, active, and ready to be tested, meaning there are no codes, there is no data that's stored in the vehicle, and this thing will pass emissions. It did go through a drive cycle after the timing belt, and I did that myself. So the car drives fantastic, ready to be tested nationwide, so no issues there to worry about. All right, so without further ado, let's get this thing outside before I start losing light or it starts getting bright, and let's see what we got. All right, so here we are outside with it. So again, I cannot stress how nice all of this is up here. Like normally these aluminum clamps, I mean they're totally rusted. Our AC lines will be all rusted. Everything just looks so good under here. Look how nice all of our apron and everything looks down in there, even on the side over here where it meets the body with the fender. I mean, these are all common spots that just get completely corroded and eaten up with rust when they've been in those type of areas. Look how nice our apron is back here. I challenge you to find a nicer car than this 4Runner is, as far as the overall condition. Sounds like a 4.7. Definitely drives like a 4.7. There's our timing belt stickers. The dummies at Toyota's selected kilometers, so I checked off the miles because they're dummies. Look how nice our firewall back here, the painted part. Look how nice all of that is. Our hood pad is perfect, intact, not sagging, not falling. All of our original stickers, all intact. There's the 2U ZFE. Such a nice car. All right. All right, so here's the fun part. Let's get going. I did have this bumper painted. As you can see, it looks fantastic. Just normal rock chips and things like that. We don't have any cracking going on with our fog lights or fading. They're perfect. And this front bumper just looks to be in fantastic condition. Again, no paint work on this car other than the bumper. Find me another almost 20-year-old car that has no paint work whatsoever on it. This car also has very minimal touch-up. We did have the headlights replaced, so they're brand new. Nothing to really talk about there. I also did replace this grille, the whole grille. It would look like the front bumper and it was super faded, so I just went ahead and bought a grille. So the grille is brand new. And if you've been looking at these Gen 4s, you know that these moldings will peel and rot and fall off. Look how nice it is. Yeah, because it's new. Duh. Same thing with our passenger headlight, brand new. Nothing to talk about. But you know, under these spots under here and even around the corner, they typically get eaten up with rocks and bugs. Look how nice all that looks. Again, very minimal touch up on the front of this car. Let's see what I can find on the hood here. Really not much going on. Maybe one little spot here. I really don't see much else there with it, to be honest. You can see the reflection in the paint. You can see how good the detail came out on this car. It wasn't cheap and it took a while, but man, was it worth it. Look down the side of this car. Again, no paint work on this car other than the front bumper. So our plastic claddings here, these usually typically get all eaten up, even going down the doors. Look how nice everything is on this. Step bar is perfect. Come on, phone. There we go. Look down the side of that car. It's crazy. Again, I challenge you to find a nicer Gen 4 than this car, let alone V8 4-wheel drive limited. All right, so let me look for some touch up because there's not a lot to talk about. We do have some down here on the bottom of the cladding. You can see how minor it is. A couple spots right here on this left rear door. A few spots right here on the quarter panel cladding. Other than that, that's really all you're gonna see on this driver's side. Our rail looks perfect. Look how nice our roof rack caps look. Typically those are super faded, and even the roof rack itself. This car was clearly garage kept. How nice the mirror is. I'm telling you guys, I'm not trying to just hype this up to hype it up. I love these cars. So I do have a sweet spot there, but man, my car was nowhere near as nice as this car. All right, so rear wheel is in great shape. There are a few little minor curb marks that go right here. Luckily, there's really nothing on the spoke. You do have a few little spots, as you see, that go around. There is one right here. But other than that, that's all we got going on. There's our Michelin Defender LTX MS's. That's the newest version of this tire. And look how tall they are. They might have 5,000 miles on them. Maybe. Lots of life left here on that tire. These are the tires I have on my car. I've probably put 40,000 miles on those tires, and you can't tell, to be honest with you. So here's our left front wheel. Looks to be in a little bit better shape than the rear wheel. Really nothing to show. If you want to nitpick, we can say there's a little minor scratch going around right there. Other than that, that's all I'm seeing. Same Michelin's up front, same tread depth there. Spot right here on this roof that was touched up. Other than that, we got a fly up here that's hanging out. Look how nice the front of the roof is. Same thing with the rest. Crossbars intact. No damage on the roof, no fading, no nothing. No clear peeling. What a car. So one thing I will say, these belt moldings have been trimmed all the way around the car. They look fine, but they have been trimmed. This car does have the optional rear spoiler. That was not standard, no matter what anybody says. We do have a factory tow package on this car. Rear bumper is in fantastic condition. The one thing I would say, kind of right up here by the step pad, you had the paint was after detail. It was starting to kind of, I don't want to say peel, it's just some of it came off, as you see here. So I had him touch everything up there. Standing back 1.5 feet, you're not going to really see anything. Nonetheless, that is there. You are seeing a little bit of fading going on here on this rear step pad, but not anything crazy. Our rear liftgate looks fantastic, just like the rest of the car. I know I've said it 10 times. I cannot stress how nice this car is. Look how nice this is. This typically is faded and you've got to replace them, and I mean, it is just perfect. Rear wiper, spoilers all looking really good, not faded, no peeling. Handle under here is not melted, so everything works as it should there. These bolts that hold the bumper on and the striker, those are super common to rust when they've been in corroded areas. Look how nice everything looks, nice and black. It's crazy. I cannot replicate this car if I try. We got all of our factory seam seal running up our quarter panel. We've already verified that the panels are original. Look how nice and painted all of our bolts are. I mean, even look how nice all of this turned out. I mean, this wire you're seeing is for our satellite radio. These are the old school versions where you had to have a separate module. Look how nice everything is back here. Original 4Runner mat. There's nothing going on with it. One little stain, I'd say, right here. Other than that, the carpet back here looks great. Let's see if I can get this mat back in here. So our tray, that's what it looks like down, and we do have our accessory package cover. Well, if I can get it to work. So all that does work as it should. Look how nice all of our plastic is back here. A few little minor scrapes. Nothing major at all, though. I mean, it looks really nice back here. Do have our factory net for groceries or whatever you want to use it for. A little bit of storage. Here's our plastic on this side. A few little minor scratches on along the bottom side right down there, but nothing major. A few little spots right there as well. Factory original first aid kit. It's pretty cool. And we do have our toolkit and our jack, as we see sitting in there. Clearly we know it's never been down, as the spare is original. So let's keep on moving. And I'm gonna spin the car around real quick so that we can get the same view as we had on this side. Car's up to temperature now. I'm telling you, those of you who are dead set on a 100, you might consider something like this because it drives just like it. It feels just like it. All right. Now the passenger side, which is going to be just like the driver's side. The new grille and the new headlights really set this car off, obviously with the detail. It looks so good. Again, roof rack caps, they look new. Same thing with our roof rack, our rails look perfect. Passenger mirror has one little touch-up spot right there. So right front wheel is in great shape. Nothing to really point out here on this one. Looks fantastic. Tall Defender LTXs, get you some. So we do have a little spot right here. Sorry. Spot right here, and these are on the plastic claddings, obviously. These are not on the body. Whew, boy. So we do have one little spot right here on this cladding, as you see, that's been touched up. It kind of runs from here down to here. It's pretty hard to see, but that is there. Other than that, we have a spot here on this rear door cladding. A few little spots right there. I'm not sure why that wasn't touched up. I'll have to do that. Spot here, and that's really it. It's so crazy that there's not much more going on with this car. Right rear wheel, just like the right front, nothing to talk about. No damage, no scratches, no nothing going on. There's our Michelin's. So yeah, how do you like that? Does not get much better than this car. All right, so let's hit the inside. This thing shines just as good on the inside. Look how nice all of our door edges are. We don't have any damage, no nicks, no tears, no nothing. Our leather that's here, none of that is separating from the door panel, which is fairly common. Look at our armrest, looks new. Look at this pull handle right here, looks new. This is a silver kind of painted trim. Usually gets really scratched up, nicked up. Everything looks so good. Our wood looks perfect. Same thing coming down the front of the door panel. Look at the bottom down there. There's no scuffing, no nothing going on here. And everything looks great with our door lock switch itself. So, window does come down and it does go up. Look how nice all up in here is and our jams. The kick plate is perfect. Carpet looks fantastic. One little stain in that corner up there, but other than that, that's really all we're talking about here. Look how nice the plastic is here on the passenger seat and our lumbar. This is all original leather. None of this has been replaced. You do have one little repair that was done at some point. It looks fine. But other than that, everything looks great on these seats. Again, all this is original leather. This seat doesn't look like it's been sat in much. Seat does slide forward, does slide back, and it does recline, and it does come forward. So, wear spots right here on the side of the console. You do have some minor few little scratches right here, but man, all things considered, it looks great. This silver plastic right here is just like the door pull, so it scratches and nicks very easily. It looks in great shape. All the way up the side of the radio. We have one little nick above the hazard switch. That's typically what you see all over these things at this point. Other than that, everything looks great. Again, the 06 and newer Gen 4 4Runners, the dashboard problem was already fixed, so you don't have any of that to worry about. Glove box is empty. I'll be putting everything back in there, but it does open and close. Fantastic condition, man. Again, all of our leather here, the inserts, all looks great. Our armrest. Look at the door pull again. No scuffing, no damage. If you want to nitpick, you see where the speaker here is starting to kind of fade or come apart. I'm not sure what you want to say. Right rear window does come down, does roll up. Again, look how nice our jams are. Right rear seat doesn't look like it's been sat in much. Same thing with the rest of the car. Look how nice our seat belts look. Back of the passenger seat is perfect. Carpet is in great shape. Well, carpet under the right rear seat. Do have a little bit of staining going on right there. Maybe a little bit on the bottom of this rear seat. Not anything crazy. Here is the back of the rear side, right side rear seat. Everything else looks really nice back here. Nothing to talk about as far as staining or damage or anything. Find me a nicer Gen 4 4Runner on the market. I'm serious. Same thing with the speaker over here, doing the exact same thing the right side's doing. Again, look how nice all this is. Our leather inserts are perfect. Our pulls right here are perfect. The wood is in fantastic shape. All good on the window there. Look at our jams. Seriously, somebody find me a nicer Gen 4 on the market. Carpet back here is fantastic. The carpet in these cars is not the highest quality. So once they get stained, it's stained. And you're either replacing it or you're leaving it. And they will get holes in them as well. I'm sure a lot of you know that, because it's super thin. But we don't have any of that going on in this car because it's extremely nice. Oh, fold this back down again. looking good over here. Oh yeah, most importantly, duh, there's our factory DVD. I'm telling you, I don't know if I've ever had one with factory DVD. And I'm gonna have to turn it on with the remote. I figured if I hit eject, it would, I can hear it wanting to eject, but the TV won't turn on, so we'll mess with that here in a minute. Driver's door panel. I mean, look down here. No scuffing, no nothing. This is all plastic. So to have no scratches or scuffing or anything is just crazy. Look how nice all our leather insert, our armrest, our pull. This is the driver's pull getting touched the most, and it, look at it. Crazy. Wood grain's all in great shape. The only window that's automatic, the driver's front on the Gen 4 4Runner. Look at the kick plates here. These two pieces, that piece and this piece, they're perfect. Even right here, no scuffing, no nothing. How nice our carpet is down here. Seat plastic. Again, same thing like the other side. This is original leather. None of this has been replaced. So the seat does come forward, it does come back, and it does recline, and it does come back forward. Look at our seat belt, how nice it is, clean. Side of the console, look how nice it is over here. Same thing with our silver trim going all the way down. It really is kind of crazy. So these will get holes right up in here from people's heels. And again, this carpet's super, super thin. Look how nice the carpet is up there. Zero signs of any holes, not any staining. Everything looks great. All right, so let's hop in this bad boy. Here is our armrest. A little bit of wear right up in here, but not anything crazy. Here's our little pad if you can put stuff on to write or whatever you want to do here. Center console. So I did replace the cup holder divider. On the Limiteds, they come with the wood grain attached. You cannot get the wood grain version of these dividers anymore. So I kept the old one. As you see, it's broke. The arms are broken off. But somebody that wants to take this off and add it to the new one, you could likely do that. I just don't want to because I don't want to break it. So it's going to be in the console. Also in the center console, I hope that we can see this. There's your video plugs for the AC. You do have your 110 volt. And then the little one that's open is your auxiliary port. So everything looks to be in order there. That's for your video. Driver heated seat, passenger heated seat, only on the Limiteds on the Gen 4. Both come on, and they do work. Downhill assist. Look how nice the console is. Our coin holder door does open and close. 12 volt door is not broken. Shift knob is real leather and everything looks really nice there. Storage door. Not putting much in there, but and everything just looks so good. So the Limiteds do have dual climate control. As you see, I'm controlling that by one side. You see the passenger side. Radio does work. Everything looks nice there. Rear window. Sunroof is already tilted up. Well, would help if I push the button the right way. So the radio does work. As we know, I'm not going to get copyrighted by YouTube. You can clearly hear it. It does toggle between the different, as you hear, FM, AM. No CDs in there. You've got your text. All right, so that's enough. I don't want to get caught here. Look how nice the steering wheel is. It's perfect, literally. No scratches, no nothing going on with any of the buttons. Wow. All right. Well, this it would help to put it in drive. That'll be funny on the video. Guys, I'm gonna stop real quick and go use a potty break real quick, and we'll come back and do a drive. All right, so we are back. Sorry for the bathroom break. I drink way too much water in the morning. But one thing I wanted to talk about here real quick is the, look how nice all of this plastic rubbery finish tends to get really screwed up, chewed up, gouged up, whatever. And everything looks phenomenal. Same thing with our emblem right here. Everything looks really nice, and steering wheel just looks really nice. On the Limiteds, all of this is leather, so everything just looks and feels really nice. So let me throw this thing into neutral, and we are going to engage for low. Where are we? There we are. We are in low. And again, on the V8 Limiteds, you're going to get full-time four-wheel drive. So you hear me talking about how and there we are out of 4 low, so we're back in 4 high again, and we're gonna go for a drive. But you hear me talk about how these drive just like a 100. Well, that's because they do. And don't discount that. If you're considering a 100, consider one of these, especially one like this that you can't replace. All right, so here we go. Let's get rolling here. So the Gen 4s, more than the Gen 5s, for whatever reason, seem to be way more susceptible to wheel bearing issues. So we're going to be listening for that. I already know there's not anything going on, but just for viewer purposes, we are going to do that and listen for any odd drivetrain noises once we get on the highway and see kind of where we're at. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, dude. So lots of people like to complain about the 100s. They're slow, they don't have any power. Well, the 4Runner kind of fixes that. They're much more powerful, feel it, because they're a little bit lighter. Car drives great. Look at the steering wheel, nice and straight, no vibration. All right, we're going to come onto the brakes. Watch the steering wheel here. Zero shake, zero rotor shake. Brakes feel fantastic. And again, I'm very, very familiar with this car. I owned one of these cars, so I know literally exactly every little nuance of these things. And there's honestly not much to say about this car. It's so nice. no V6. Steering wheels, I don't have my hands on the steering wheel. It's perfectly straight, no vibration, no nothing. We don't have any drivetrain noise, no wheel bearing noise. Everything is A-OK here. All right, so we're gonna come on the brakes again. Steering wheel is nice and straight, not shaking, no rotor shake, and it would still be shaking even though I'm holding on to it if there's something going on. We got a semi that doesn't know rules on how to drive. So they just, these guys will do what they want to do up here. I don't think he liked me getting him in that video, but we are on public land or road, sir. Alrighty, let's do one last thing here, and we will conclude the video for this extremely nice, I'll never be able to replace this car, Gen 4 4Runner. Alright, so we are going to check our door lock actuators. You heard in the beginning of the video, I already had one of them replaced. There was one that was failed, I believe it was the left rear door. The rest of the doors are fine, and I know that, but for information purposes, we're gonna hit the lock button. We got our feedback, and we're gonna walk around and try to open all the doors, including the lift gate. If any of these actuators were failed, the door would still open. You would also not get the beep feedback that we just got. So there you go, guys. What a car, what an example. I will never be able to replace this car. I can almost guarantee you, as far as overall condition, mileage, no rust, timing belt just done, limited V8 four-wheel drive. There's just too much to talk about here. This will be live on the site in the next 24 hours. Feel free to reach out, chris@hilsonluxury.com, 678-454-6060, and I look forward to working with one of you on this one.